Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Coach Oak Show on Coach Oak TV. You are here with Coach Oak himself, head coach of your Iki Town Incineroar. This is our week 2 battle in UPC against a Splurge, who always gets in my head and usually beats me. So we was really focused on staying focused in this. So honestly, even though I really prefer the live comms, the recorder glitching out is not the worst in this sense because I was kind of boring, as I was really trying to focus and ignore the Splurge Shenanigans. Um, yeah. So, we are facing off against Splurge's team, who I totally remember the team name of, and don't forget. Bracknell Beedrills. I knew that. I knew that. Um, he has Mega Ments, Tapu Koko, Renu, McGearna, Wooper, and Typhlosion. Key things he didn't bring were Halucha. What else did he not bring? Um, I'm blanking, but it's okay. Let's see. I suppose I could look that up too. Lola Muck, which I was also fair with from Glisspod, Verizon. So, some key things: Spiritomb, Regice. I'm glad you didn't bring Regice because I kind of brought a weak team to it. So a little background here as well, which didn't really impact. I mean, it does, but not massively. So I had made my team. I had 7 Mons. Gone through, done all the calcs and everything, and decided to cut one, which was Cinderace. It was a Scarf Cinderace, Pyro Ball, Gunk Shot, U-Turn. I don't remember the fourth. I want to say Sucker Punch. In case Reno Trick Root, I believe. Mostly Pyro Ball, Gunk Shot, other things. I ended up dropping it. It wasn't quite doing enough damage, specifically to the Mega Ments. It could switch on it and take hits really, really annoyingly well. Because you really need to be 2 AKOing with Cinderace on most things. Plus, Flash Flare Typhlosion had me pretty scared, as I couldn't just click Pyro Ball and, bring in Cinderace on Magearna, and having to click U-turn feels bad. Because of my Pyro Ball, all those things, mind games. So I ended up leaving it, even though it was pretty good this matchup. It's Cinderace, it's always pretty good. And I kept Mega Pinsir as kind of the last two I was debating between. Now, the problem arose when it told me that Double Edge was legal as long as it wasn't with Moxie. So I said that was fine. This matchup I wanted Hyper Cutter anyways, because Mets. So I thought, okay, no problem. But I really needed the Double Edge for some key calcs. I won't bore you with what they were, but yeah. Specifically 2 AKOing Salamence. It did. Cinderace didn't. Perfect. And then we went to battle and it said it was no longer legal. It said the 4 moves didn't match up, even though I had that 4 moves when I said it was legal before. So I don't know. Double Edge on Mega Pinsir is now 2 weeks in a row been a problem. So yeah, I'm starting to get annoyed. So we ended up last second. I was like, do I switch back to Cinderace? Like as we were like, he had already sent the challenge, and I was like, yo, it's not letting me just a sec. So I was like, do I quickly switch back to Cinderace, or do I put Return, or do I put Giga Impact? So I ended up putting Giga Impact on this. Fun fact: when I put Giga Impact, I was looking at the calcs and I calced the wrong Ments. So it was looking like it was really good if I ran the Giga Impact and was in that spot, but it was not in fact really good if I was in Giga Impacting in that spot. That's just how things go. It just wasn't gonna work out that way, but it is what it is. So we ended up running Giga Impact on Pinsir. Probably should have been Cinderace, because I miscalced that and everything. So obviously would have made a difference, so to say, but also it's way too hard to say what would have happened. So it is what it is. Just a little fun little background. We have brought Flygon. He is Expert Belt, because I couldn't really think of an item I wanted. I kind of wanted a Bond. It probably should have been Roselli in hindsight, but that's okay. It definitely should have been Roselli, to be honest. I didn't think about Roselli in prep until halfway through the battle. Earthquake, Dragon Claw, because I didn't really need the damage boost from Extra Belt. Arrow Ace and Dragon Dance. The stuff he brought was all super weak to flying, hence the flying move. Um, but ground flying really puts in an ow on his team. Um, so I really wanted that coverage. And the Dragon Claw for Mega Men's, obviously. It could definitely win if it got a Dragon Dance up. Now, obviously, it has to get a Dragon Dance before like there was a bit of a Dragon Dance battle going on there. Um, and depending, obviously if he brings in Salmon's clean on it, it could live a Dragon Claw, etc., etc. All that kind of fun pajazz. As I said, Pinsir had Giga Impact, Quick Attack, Earthquake, and X Scissor. I did bring X Scissor for Renu. Grimmsnarl had Fake Out, Sucker Punch, Spirit Break, and Substitute with the Prankster, obviously. Marshadow was Life Orb with Hidden Power Ice, which OHKO's Mega Immense. But it was Spectral Thief, Shadow Sneak, and Close Combat. Selgor was Electric Seed to abuse the Tapu Koko. Can go faster than the Hallelujah in terrain if they both have their seed boosts. So Unburden with the Electric Seed. With Sludge Bomb, that doesn't OHKO Koko, but does a lot. I just need a little bit of chip. Bug Buzz, Energy Ball for the Swooper, because I really expected Swooper to come, quite bluntly. I was expecting Splurge to try to sweep me with it. And I was afraid he was going to. And then Final Gambit, stop a Hallelujah sweep if Diddle's already gone. With a bit of chip, or no, it takes down a non-invested Mega Immense. Bit of chip takes down a Magirna, right? It can just kind of claim that Mon if I need it to. In this matchup, I felt that was really important because he has those big threats. So I was hoping to just be able to, use a Selgorn to take down a more important Mon, basically, was the goal, which is kind of why it's on the team. And then Ditto was Choice Scarf. I didn't really want a Choice Scarf this battle, but I kind of felt I needed to, just in case of shenanigans, and I didn't want to leave it down to Speed Tie. I didn't think he was going to just brazenly bring super setup Hallelujah or set up Mega Immense, but just in case, I felt like I didn't want to risk the Speed Tie and just losing a Speed Tie with not being Scarf or them being Scarf on something. So yeah, so we are going to lead off with Marshadow. Reason being, I kind of was expecting Mega Immense lead, to be honest, and I knew that was a definite possibility, and I didn't hard lose to anything terribly. I was expecting kind of Wooper or Mega Immense were my two most likely. Now, obviously, without Cinderace, Typhlosion was definitely a possibility, but I knew I lived anything that was Scarf, or I could just take him out with Close Combat. So I felt okay about that, which, in fact, is what he's going to do. So as I said, we lived anything Scarf. Not anything, but we lived anything Scarf. So we lived Scarf Eruption. We live Physical, which we'll find out, but anyways, we lived the Scarf Eruption is the biggest thing, right? So I thought about switching into Ditto, copy Flash Fire, yes, Flash Fire was theoretically, but it was just a little too obvious that I really, because I know Splurge likes to bring some interesting stuff. I figured he would have a very quick answer to that, and I was really fearing an Earthquake or something. So I didn't want to do that. So as I said, I should live anything, take this thing out. Crit, which puts me into Life Orb range. Oh, Splurge, you've done it again, my friend. No, this one, it happened, right? I think we made the right play. He did have Earthquake and Rock Slide on Typhlosion. It was a really nice bring. I liked it. And he was actually Blaze, which I don't know. I think I would have stayed Flash Flyer even with Ditto because, but I get why. Just because I think he wanted to be Flash Fire for Cinderace, but I guess the mind games are potentially enough, especially since you were Scarf with Earthquake. Even though Cinderace I was going to be Scarf, but yeah, 2 of this, 12 another. I don't know, whatever that saying is. That's not the saying at all. But so we lose Marshadow turn 1 to a crit. Obviously not ideal in any way, shape, or form. That is, so we have no A tier or S tier now. Against Mega Immense Magirna Tapu Koko, who probably should be an A tier now, with its buffs it got, but apparently I was outvoted on that one. So, and he has a Renew, which is bustedly good too. So this is not going well. We go into pincer. Reasoning being, any of my leads were kind of bad at this point. Uh, so pincer seemed the least bad. Um, he goes in tap with Coco, which obviously isn't good. Now by not megaing and quick attack will do enough to because it doesn't become the flying type. It's not resisted. It does the same if I mega or not. So not megaing keeps me not weak to electric. And I was looking and quick attack. If I quick attacked and he took me out, which was a possibility if he was like a spec set or super offensive set, into a Selgor Sludge Bomb with KO, and then a Selgor has procced at Seed early, hopefully taken out Coco, and then able to take out whatever else comes in after, which probably would be Magirna if he switched in on the Sludge Bomb, right? So then I could final game Magirna, and theoretically it takes down Coco and Magirna, which would be fabulous, but probably not going to happen. But that was kind of the setup I was looking for here. So he's going to U-turn though, which is not going to put us in a great spot. It's going to put him in a very good spot. And I was regretting not just switching into a Selgor, which I kind of wanted to do, but it could have just died, and that would have felt bad. So he goes Ments. I'm going to go Grimmsnarl. He is Mega. He is Hyper Voice, which is unfortunate because it's going to go through my sub. I hadn't really put enough consideration on that in prep, to be honest. So we're just going to fake out, get a little chip. I'm just trying to put enough chip on this, right? I'm assuming he is Roost, but I don't think he's going to be in necessarily the spot to Roost, right? So we're just going to Sucker Punch. I can't sub. He'll kill me through the sub. I can't Spirit Break because he's faster and will kill me. There's nothing else I really want to switch in. A Selgor dies. Pincer dies. Flygon doesn't die, but I don't know. I would die to 2, right? And I have to keep Flygon safe. Ditto, I need to keep somewhat healthy as well. It's kind of key, so Grimmsnarl can go down. It's not the most important Pokemon based on what I brought, so that's okay. It's got to be good chip. We bring in Ditto, find out exactly what he is. He has Hyper Voice, he has Flamethrower, he has Hydro Pump, and he has Roost. Hyper Voice would very likely kill this. I really, really wanted to click Flamethrower because I really was expecting the Magirna to come in. But he knows I have Flamethrower because it's his, so there's a lot of mind games here. So I ended up just clicking Hyper Voice. I knew I would regret it if I didn't just try and kill this. It was actually a roll, but I think it was heavily in my favor. He goes Wooper instead, which by my calc Wooper would have lived, but his Wooper does not live, so his Wooper's worse than the Calculator Wooper, which, tisk, splurgy boy. Okay, so he goes Magirna because, yeah. I'm now scarfed into Hyper Voice against Magirna. Not ideal. We're going to go into Pincer. We died to a Flare Cannon, so it's kind of a sack. But if not, we should be able to get a good amount of chip on this. If we can get a Mega Pincer up an Earthquake. If he sets up, he sets up. Ditto can come in after. Dazzling Gleam. So we're going to make up. He's going to be Shuka, so he's not going to take very much. Honestly, though, that's enough chip that it doesn't really matter. Like, that was kind of what I needed. And we burned a Shuka, which is nice, because we have Flygon, who is our Wingon, right? He is going to go into Renu. We're going to go with Selgor. We can't just final game at this. If he's bulky, setup set, not going to go well. But if he is like a defensive setup set, then Bug Buzz is just going to do nice things. So we can just click Bug Buzz. If he goes into Magirna, that's fine. We final game it. He goes into Magirna. Okay, so it's going to take this Bug Buzz really well because 4 times resist. And we're just going to final game it, take out the Magirna. I didn't have the best ways to take out the Magirna. The Flygon couldn't set up in front of it. Ditto wasn't really killing, Magirna wasn't killing itself. So we're in a bad spot, for sure. Because we have to get set up with Flygon, and Reno is super bulky. Just Reno not taking any damage so far is really unfortunate. But we can click Dragon Dance and Prey. So we Dragon Dance, he goes for Toxic, which is definitely not the worst thing to see. It's not great because it means I'm very much on a timer, and there is, Mega Mence is immune to ground. Tapu Koko is immune to fairy. Renu takes more than one. So there's a lot of mind games that he can stall out turns, right, and just kill me that way. So I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It could have been worse. So I'm going to click Earthquake. It should do a little bit over half to just under half, depending on the spread. Depending on the spread, it makes a big difference, but getting the second DD didn't make any difference. We're faster. We kill everything except for this now, which we shoot to a KO. So he's gonna click Psychic, and we're just gonna die. So that's gonna be the end of this. Crit, obviously not great. Now I said I wasn't gonna Theorymon, and then I Theorymon in chat. So basically, I have his exact spread. So Psychic was doing 55 to 66. Now the idea was I was going to Earthquake, see how much it did. Hope that based on the spread, because it depended exactly how much special attack he had versus how much defense he had. I was going to try to figure out the. Whoa, I'm sorry, I clicked on that. The wall of text that I sent. I was going to try to figure out exactly what it was. The goal, the hope, and I mean, we're at this point, right? We're fighting from behind. We're trying to scratch this back out. Was that Earthquake did enough and Psychic did enough to me that I could kind of have an idea that Dragon Claw was safe to kill. Which it would not have been safe. It would have been a roll in his favor, heavily in his favor. Actually, I thought it was less heavily than this, but when I looked before, it's heavily in his favor. So he probably would have won anyways. I mean, obviously, the crit's sad. Crit on Marshadow was also sad, right? They're not fun to lose your two best mons too, but it is what it is. Especially when you have a Suicide Mon, the two of your other mons get crit to die. You're kind of running out of sacks on a team you really need sacks against. But it is what it is. So we would have clicked Dragon Claw probably because I would have expected Mega Mens to come in because I was toxic. No, he made the point he should have just psychic twice, which even my set, yeah, that would have worked quite bluntly. But yeah, so from the spot with him toxicking, right? Click Dragon Claw. If we get the roll, we're in a great spot. If he switches to Mega Mens, we're in a great spot. If he lives, we take Rocky Helmet plus Toxic, and he can kill me. So we're in a terrible spot. But he would be just alive. We can go in. We'll have Renew. I'd have to look. It would depend if his Renew was in range of my Renew's Psychic, which I think it would be. And I don't know the bulk. I haven't theory on that hard. I think we would have died to the hits from Coco plus Ments because we would have had to take a hit from both. I'm going to assume we would have died to hit from both. But I don't actually know. So, it is what it is. Or it could have been like Bolt Switch. Yeah, anyways. But, yeah, so it is what it is. We are going to lose. We're going to bring in Ditto to copy Renew. We're going to click Flash Cannon. He has Flash Cannon for Crimstar. We found out he had, the Rocky Helmet, Recover, Toxic, and Psychic. I'm just going to click Flash Cannon. Hope we get some Spadef drops, or we had a crit the first time. We got neither. We do get a crit at one point, which matters absolutely none. But, that's Pokemon. I was playing some VGC games on console last night and was having the worst luck ever, too. Yeah, Honor Luck on console apparently has carried over to this. But, oh well. That is what it is. Splurge picks up a nice win. GG to Splurge. I mean, he has a terrifying team, right? And didn't go well. We ended up struggling because we ran out of flash cannons. Hooray. Hooray for struggle life. That struggle life is real. But we are going to lose 3-0, so we are going to go to 1-1 -2. Not ideal, but not the worst start ever. We'll have to see how things go going forward. Mega Pinsir is getting more and more on thin ice. I'm getting quite tempted to adjust roster accordingly, but we will see what happens. I've wanted to use Mega Pinsir since season 1, but with us already having a Selgor and needing a little more value out of my tier 1 that we have there. But it has at least come, where Necrozma hasn't come yet as a tier 1, so I don't know what to tell it. But the team is fun. The team is it's feeling a little bit underpowered, so we will see what happens. Have a nice day, because Coach Oak said so, and I will see you all next time.